Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you guys having a great Saturday, and thank you so much for joining me talking, reviewing, and relooking at all things Masters of the Universe. And today on the channel, as we wait for new figures from the Turtles of Grayskull, to the cartoon collection, to the Vintage Origins line, to even the MasterVerse line as well, we're looking at another deluxe figure in my collection, or our collection, and we're going to be relooking at She-Ra. We'll take a look at her in the packaging. We'll look at all her artwork she comes with, all the items she comes with as well. As you can see, I do have a loose version of She-Ra, which is kind of crazy, because if you did watch my fan favorite Origins figure that I just released of She-Ra, I have 4 different versions of She-Ra in the Origins line, and each version of She-Ra I have not unboxed. So it's crazy because each figure on the Origins line is a little bit different from the one before. So I have not had a chance to unbox any of my Origins She-Ras in my collection, or our collection. So this MasterVerse She-Ra right here is the only version of She-Ra that I have loose in my collection. But we'll take a look at the packaging, okay? Look at all her eyes once again. I have 3 different versions of She-Ra in my Funko Pop collection that I will show you throughout the video as well. And also, I'm going to tell you some spoilers of the upcoming of the Revolution show that has hit now on Netflix. So if you wish not to be spoiled of the new Revolution show, I suggest maybe pausing this video right here, going watching it right now. There's 5 episodes right now. It's been over a week now that it's been out. So I think I'm safe to start talking about some spoilers of the Revolution show. But if you have not watched it yet, I suggest maybe pausing the video and this video right here and watching it, because I want to be talking about a figure that we haven't gotten yet in the Origins line or the MasterVerse line, and who I'm talking about is Adora. So basically, spoilers now, the new Revolution show is giving us a different take, in a way, of the Horde right there in the show, a different version of the Horde, a retelling of the Horde, I guess, different from the Filmation cartoon. They're doing a little little spin on it, and a different take of Adora on the show. If you're not aware, the final scene, if you've not seen it yet, the final scene of that female version with the Hordak mask with the 2 swords, if you're not aware, that's Adora. So that's a different version of Adora, a much darker take of Adora, and a different take of her origin story from DC Comics that I believe Kevin Smith and the creators of the Revolution show, or now Revelation and Revolution show, is going to give us on maybe part 2 of the Revolution show. So, like I said, if you're not aware, that's Adora, a different take on Adora. And I'm very curious, and Classy did give us that version of Adora, and I'll show you, thanks to Pixel Dan and Dark Horse Comics, I'll show you what she looks like in the Classics form, and I'm hoping we'll get this version of Adora. I'm sure we will. I mean, from the MasterVerse line at some point. And I'm very curious about the normal Adora too, if we're going to get that version of her in maybe the cartoon collection, or maybe the Vintage Origins line too. So I'm very curious about this. That's why I picked She-Ra today. Okay, so I'm very curious about Adora, if they're going to give us that version. Okay, but once again, but here is She-Ra, the deluxe version of She-Ra. So you have the 30 points of articulation. You have the MasterVerse logo here. You have the 40th anniversary sticker. A beautiful giant soft good cape right here, which I cannot find for the life of me. I cannot find what I did with this particular cape here. You have She-Ra herself with her sword of protection right there. There she is. Once again, there's She-Ra. Really cool head sculpt right there. Extra pairs of hands. I would say another version of the Sword of Protection. As we all know, the Sword of Protection can transform to any item that She-Ra wishes, from a shield to a piece of rope to a chain, and backing into the sword right there. So what you got is pretty much 2 swords of protection here, just in different forms. You have the Princess of Power logo, She-Ra, right there. There's my loose version of her. We got some beautiful artwork, as always, once again, of She-Ra. Amazing artwork. Right there. And if we get the back here. And we have Swift Wind here, which I would love to get in the collection. for Origins and for MasterVerse, which will make me, open my one, at least buy another She-Ra, my 5th She-Ra for Origins, so I can display her with Swiftwind, the most powerful woman in the universe. She's beautiful, and I believe that might be Etheria, maybe in the background here, or a castle. I don't think this is Eternia. I think this might be. I don't think this is the Crystal Palace. I mean, it's not crystal, but it might be. I don't think it's the kingdom of Eternia, but a beautiful castle in the background right there. Of course, the cross of the other figures, this particular wave, including Hordak, which we just did a re-looking at him not too long ago. And we'll be doing a little bit talking about the Horde in this show here. The fact that they are doing a retelling of the Horde, a different version of it. Okay, if you're not, of course, get inside. You have She-Ra, the most powerful woman in the universe. So a very cool packaging right there, beautiful as always. And before we get any further, I'm going to show you one of my Funko Pops in my She-Ra collection. And here it is, my standard version of She-Ra. Now, I do believe there was a third version of this particular She-Ra, and that particular She-Ra was I think a Comic-Con exclusive, was a much more expensive version. It came with a backpack, much different, and which I don't have in my collection. I only have this version and the glowing in the dark version, and which I'll show you in a few minutes. But yeah, there was a third version of She-Ra in the world of Funko that came with a backpack, I believe, and it's a little bit more pricier. It's more exclusive and much more rare, I would guess, in the world of Funko. But there she is. Nice glamour shot of her right there, She-Ra right there. There's the back. Alright. Alright. But here is my loose version of She-Ra. Once again, a very cool figure. I love the look. I love that Filmation-esque vibe of her, of She-Ra. This nice soft cape right there. I do prefer this particular head sculpt, other than the, this version here, which is pretty cool still. But I do like this version of her, once again, very nice. It would be kind of nice to get that Barbie-esque hair with this particular She-Ra here. I think it would have been a nice little touch right there. Nice design on the boots right there. Looks really nice. Very cool. Right there. All right, now we're going to be talking a little bit of spoilers right now, guys, about the Revolution show that just hit, Netflix about a week ago, about Adora. Okay, so there was that famous flashback scene with Skeletor, remembering him being captured. That Filmation-esque scene. The familiar scene where you see Prince Adam. And if you pause that video, it's really cool because, and it is Adora. You see if you pause that scene where you see baby Adam being held by his mother and being comforted by his father, where you see Hordak in the windowsill, as you see him holding something like a cloth in his arms before he disappears. Of course, we all know that's Adora, but it's really cool that if you look at the scene before that, you see 2 cribs. One got knocked. One has a baby Cringer stuffed animal on the floor, and the other one that was just knocked over has a stuffed Swiftwind, on the floor. So we do know that She-Ra or Adora is in this particular, world, if that Kevin Smith is giving us in the new Revolution show. And so she is, she is part of this universe, and he's going to be doing a different tone or a different take on this particular Adora. I'm just hoping that we get this version of Adora in the MasterVerse line, and in, some sort of version of Adora in the Origins line. It could be the cartoon collection. It could be the vintage Origins line. I would love to get myself a Adora Origins figure, okay, and MasterVerse figure. And so if you did not see, there's I guess a post-credit scene or maybe an end-credit scene of the Part 5 of the Revolution show where you see this female figure on Etheria, all right, this Hordak-esque female figure. That she has 2 swords in her back. She walks up to this Bantha tank where, Hordak is getting healed. Okay, he got stabbed by Skeletor. Okay, they had a big battle and he gets stabbed, and so he's being healed. Of course, this female figure, who is She-Ra. Spoiler alert. Okay, and I'll show you. And I have a version. This particular version of Adora was made in classics. Okay, and thanks to Pixel Dan, we can take a look at the figure itself. Okay. So she talks about Horde Prime, and we're gonna take on He-Man and whoever else did this to you, and they're gonna pay. And so you see the helmet, like you see like a Hordak-esque helmet that she's wearing that she takes off, but you can't see her face, just the bottom of her lips, so you can't see her whole face being revealed. And so I have no doubt that part 2 of the Revolution show will be heavily inspired of the origin story, of Adora becoming She-Ra. Okay, and here's the classics version here, real fast, guys. So this is Adora. Okay, it's her name was Despera. Okay, and this was released in 2016. A powerful force captain of the evil horde, and there she is. There's that's actually Adora. There's the mask she comes with, and her 2 swords right there. And basically, this is a DC Comics retelling of the origin story of Adora. A much different take, a much evil, dark, sadistic, ruthless Adora here. A much, evil Adora that we did not see in the Filmation cartoon. Okay, here she is. There's a shot right there. There she is. So I'm very curious about this. I'm really looking forward of seeing how they're going to show this version of Adora, on the film, not the Filmation cartoon, but the Revolution cartoon. Because it's kind of weird, because I don't know how I feel about the fact that, the Revolution show is pretty much, in a way, I guess, throwing out the entire Filmation Princess of Power line and doing, I guess, it's fine. You want to do something different, something new, that's fine with me. But, I don't know if they're throwing out the entire Princess of Power, because my understanding was, like I said before in other videos, is I thought that the Revolution show and the Revelation show is a continuation of the Filmation cartoon, where Filmation left off. These new shows now are picking up where they left off. So the Horde, it has been established. She-Ra has been established with Adora. And so I don't know if they're throwing out that entire storyline, or maybe giving, their version of that particular storyline, and you can choose which one you like the most. If you prefer the Filmation cartoon She-Ra origin story, or do you prefer the much darker tone of Adora becoming She-Ra eventually? So it's going to be very curious how fans are going to respond to this. If they, like I said, how they, if they want, if they prefer, like I said, the Filmation cartoon, She-Ra Princess of Power cartoon origin story, or this Revolution retelling of She-Ra and the Horde. Of course, the Horde is a little bit different too in this particular show, where you see Hordak in, he was really cool. Grizzlor and Leech and Mantana looked absolutely amazing. I cannot wait to get Leech. Cannot wait to get Mantana in the MasterVerse line. They look absolutely amazing. Where you see Hordak with this big armada of ships going from planet to planet, taking on their champion, conquering them, and moving on, kind of like a Thanos type of deal. And then going back to Etheria to rest, I guess. I don't know, but yeah, a different take. You see this big horde, space armada, okay, that Hordak owns. And so it's a different version where, in the Filmation cartoon, once again, he just stayed on Etheria and, fighting the rebellion, where She-Ra was his force captain being brainwashed, okay, with magic, with Shadow Weaver on that cartoon show. So this is a different take, and I'm curious now. I'm curious, but I still don't know how I feel. I guess I need to wait on, when we see part 2 of the Revolution show. I hope very soon for the first, for the next 5 episodes, with how it's going to be, how it's going to play out. I'm curious about that. If it's great, then that's going to be amazing. If not, then I always will have the Filmation She-Ra cartoon origin story. If this Revolution story does not pay out, okay, with the new version of She-Ra, or I'm sorry, Adora. So I'm really curious about that. And I'm curious about how you guys feel about the Revolution show. Okay, if you liked it or not. Your take on the whole retelling, or in a way, of the Horde and the retelling of She-Ra, or I keep saying She-Ra, but it's Adora right now, which will eventually become She-Ra. That's why I have her today. So how you feel about the retelling of Adora in the MasterVerse line, or the new Revolution show? Okay, and here we go. And once again, I have another Funko Pop here, guys, in my collection, and this is the same exact version, but as you can see, this one does glow in the dark. The shield glows and the sword glows. It's not a vibrant glow, but it's still pretty cool. It was the Funko Pop Specialty Series right there. It's identical from the version that I have from the first one. This is one glows in the dark, one does not. Okay. All right. So yeah, I'm very curious. I hope we get that version of Adora, that what's her name is Despera. I hope we do get Despera in the MasterVerse line. And I do hope that we do get an Adora figure, or even more Princess of Power figures in the cartoon collection. If you wish to, put in the cartoon collection, that'd be great. Or Vintage Origins line. I would love to get myself that's another, a figure that I would love to get in the collection, is an Adora figure. So yeah, I cannot wait, to see what, how this is going to play out, basically, of the new MasterVerse Revolution show. Next part of the Revolution show, so I can't wait. All right. But the She-Ra we have here, once again, she's beautiful, amazing. Nice face sculpt right there. Nice design on the boots right there. And finally, guys, my other She-Ra Funko Pop I have was a Walmart exclusive. Let me get these out. And here it is. Boink. And it's She-Ra on Swift Wind right there. Like I said, a figure that I hope we do get in Origins, is Swift Wind. Or even the Masterverse line. I would love to get a Swift Wind part of the maybe, if we do get an Adora figure, in the show, probably at some point the Revolution show will have Despera become good, and become She-Ra, because even though this version of Adora, which is Despera, is a much darker tone, a much evil, version of Adora, okay, she does redeem herself, okay, and she does become She-Ra, okay, and so maybe with, that, she gets her own version of Swift Wind, and with that, we might get our own version of Swift Wind in the Masterverse line, which would be amazing, okay, can't wait. See how, like I said, I can't wait how it plays out and see how they're going to do this. I hope it pays off well for this new version of She-Ra or Adora. Okay. And if it's, it's going to be crazy, because if this is a different take of Adora, a much evil version of her, she's going to take a lot of people having to trust her, in a world of Etheria, So it's going to be very curious, like, if we're going to see people like Bo or Glimmer, see if I can turn this light off here, that helps out. If we get any other Princess of Power figures, like I said, in the Masterverse line, and the Origins line too. So, like I said, I'm very curious, guys. I like, for me personally, I liked the Revolution show. I think it was a good, good 5 episodes. I enjoyed it a lot. I liked the whole retelling of the Horde. I thought it was amazing. I can't wait of seeing Despera, or Adora. I hope it pays off well. That's one thing I am concerned about, is the fact that, You know, I don't know if they're throwing. They're just giving us a different take, a different version of the origin story of of Adora and She-Ra, and so I hope it pays out. I really do. So, but hey, you guys, there's my relook of She-Ra in my MasterVerse Deluxe figure collection here. There's all my other She-Ras I have right here. Alright guys, I'd take the time now to thank my subscribers. If you made it this far in the video, I have not subscribed, please subscribe guys. I love talking with you guys, all things Masters of the Universe, which could be Funko here, to the Masterverse line, to the Origins line, which could be the Vintage Origins line now, I guess, to the Cartoon Collection, to the Turtles of Grayskull, to the CGI line. And one thing guys, I finally got my final figure of the CGI line, my standard version of Mossman, a figure that did not, how do you say it? It was very limited in quantities, okay, of this Mossman. I had him pre-ordered for Big Bad Toy Story. They canceled the figure because of the fact that they only made a few figures of him, and I finally found one. I finally tracked one down for my collection. So my entire single-carded figures from the CGI line is now complete, and he'll be shipping out very soon, and we'll do a review on him soon. So I cannot wait for that. I can't, so I'm very happy I was able to find my final figure in the CGI line, which is Mossman from the Savage Eternia. So I can't wait to show you guys. Also, guys, I got notification. If you're not aware, if you did not get a notification yet, stay tuned. The Skeletor V-Friends 2-pack is finally shipping out. So I just got my notification of that. So it's shipping out now. So I'm getting him very soon. Also, if you're not aware, you mark your calendars as well for February 16th. All right, that a new Mattel Creations exclusive Origins figure of Stondar should be hitting the pre-orders. So stay tuned for that too, guys. I can't wait to hopefully get a version of Stondar in the Origins collection. I can't wait. All right. What else? I've got Shredder's on his way from the Turtles of Grayskull. Can't wait to do a deep dive on him very soon on the channel. So there's gonna be a lot of variety of different figures and reviews coming up, guys. I can't wait. Hit that like button too, guys, and thank you for doing that. It means a lot. And hit that notification bell when you say tuned in, updated for all new figures and all new reviews coming very soon, and relooks as well. Okay. And share this video, as always, who has a passion and a love for collecting all things Masters of the Universe. It could be a variety of 40 years of this incredible product from the 80s line to the MasterVerse line to the Origins, which has now the Cartoon Collection and the Turtles of Grayskull, to even the Masters of the WWE Universe, which was a crossover event like the Turtles of Grayskull. Like, it's kind of like the granddaddy here. The one that started off the entire Origins line was the Masters of the WWE Universe, which you saw wrestling icons in the world of Eternia crossovering over. So stay tuned for that, because I have some more videos on that as well. All right. To the Super 7, to Club Grayskull, to Mondo, to Funko Pops, to 2000X, to New Adventures of He-Man as well. I mean, over 40 years of this amazing product. Now, also one thing, guys, I don't know if I want to mention this or not. I don't know if this is true or not, but I did see a video of certain people are starting, and I don't know if this is real or not. I'm not going to put money on it just yet. That the Eternia playset is starting to ship to certain people right now. I don't know if that's true or not, so don't quote me on that. But of course, Eternia is coming very soon, hopefully, in springtime, so I can't wait to look at Eternia as well. All right, but guys, I hope you guys have a great Saturday. I can talk more and on, guys, but thank you for joining me, guys. I hope you guys have a great Saturday, and I'll see you guys on Sunday. Take care, guys, and have a good one.